The next show we will be talking about is Kujira no Kora wa Sajo ni Utau, or Children of Whales.
Okay, this is all you on this one.
Yes.
I was glad as you were saying that. I'm like, okay, I'm lost. What show is this? Oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
So Children of Whales. This show is actually on Netflix. So that means they won't be having it available for streaming for probably 6 months or so. So I went and found the show, and I watched it, and oh my God, it is so gorgeous. I can't wait until this show finally gets released, because it's very, very interesting. Basically, in the first episode, you meet the main characters and stuff like that, and they slowly start explaining the situation with they start explaining the world. So basically, from what I saw, the entire world is covered in sand. And
Interesting.
Everybody lives on these giant mobile rocks and stuff like that, and it's it's like this.
Sorry, the first you say that, and the first thing that pops in my mind is SpongeBob SquarePants with the moving rocks. Oh, they used to take these things for miles and miles. I'm like, oh my God.
But yeah, it's more like I don't know. It's like a mountain that's shaped like a ship. And it's I don't know, it's weird. And whenever they come across different things, like other sand ships or things like that, then or other just mountains just off, it's so weird the way to describe it, because the sand is like water because they're just gliding across it, and these other things you would see would be islands. But I guess it is an island. It's hard to explain. But whenever they come across an island or another ship, they would send out the little scouting boats and stuff like that, and they would keep their distance because the whole village is on the ship. And in the first episode, they come across this island and they find this girl, and there's a bunch of people who have been killed. And the girl doesn't know anything. I think they speak the same language, but there's some kind of weird barrier between them. Okay. She tries to attack this one dude, but passes out before she kills him. And then the dude's like, "Hey, I found this girl. Let's bring her onto the ship." And I'm like, "What are you doing? She just had a knife to your throat. What?" I'm like, "Okay." And then he doesn't tell anybody that she tried to kill him. So I'm like, this main character's stupid. Oh, I hate him. So it's one of silly main characters that we're going to be following. They're in the society that's on the boat, I'm gonna call it. There are people who can use magic and people who can't. And the people who have this power of magic, their lifespan is drastically reduced. They live into their 20s or something like that. They have rules and everything in their society. One of the thing, of course, there are these little hooligans and this rowdy teenagers and stuff like that are always causing trouble according to the rules of the society, and they keep getting put inside the bottom of the ship where for some reason they can't use their magical powers. And they only get short sentences. It's not oh, you killed somebody, you get a life sentence. They're like, oh, you did something, whatever, and then you get time out and put you in the bottom of the boat for a week or something like that. And then
so are the rules for the society at least reasonable, or are they
I feel like they're too lax, because I'm I don't know, I don't remember what he did. I don't know what these rowdy kids did, but they keep getting in trouble and they keep putting in the bottom of the ship in timeout. And I'm like, well, I don't know, because it's not you can kick them out, because then they'll just be on the sand and they'll probably sink and die. So they didn't do anything that's really enough to put their to give them a death sentence. But I don't know. It's maybe they stole some food or something like that, and they're like, go to the bottom of the ship for a week. So I feel like the rules are kind of lax. But once they find this island and bring that girl back, those guys, they just happen to get released that same day. And the dude's like, "Oh, awesome, we're getting out of here." So they finally have a place to go that's not on the ship. So he basically but kind of kidnaps the main character. The main character kind of wants to go with them just because it's something different, something new. So yeah, because it's one of the things where it's like he's the only person who knows where the island is. So if he didn't want to go, they would have kidnapped him. But he kind of wants to go too because he wants to spend more time on the island, find out what's over there. So he kind of just goes along with them, and that's where the first episode ends. So I feel like it's a really cool concept, a really cool world, and I don't have any issues with it at all. Like the animation's gorgeous, the character designs are gorgeous. There's like these bright pastel colors and everything just looks really, really, really good. So in 6 months or so, whenever Netflix releases it, I'm gonna definitely watch the whole thing.
Interesting. So I mean, from the way you're describing it, as far as the looks of it go, it almost kind of sounds like No Game No Life.
Yeah, somewhat. I haven't seen No Game No Life in such a long time, but I would say yeah. There's like this like washed out style that's covering the whole thing. With No Game No Life, it was kind of like sky blue and pink, and with this show, it's like they took like each character has their own kind of like washed out color, kind of.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's a very interesting looking show, and I definitely want to check it out.
Gotcha. You have to think about that because you feel like you're in Kino's place, and you're like, what would I do?
Yeah.
Would that be the same thing I would do? Would I feel okay about that? Or would I be like, I just want to know. I want to see what's going on. And the characters themselves are very interesting, at least for me.